Now we will discuss multidimensional arrays in C++. Earlier in this course, you guys have studied arrays. So arrays are used to store the data. Let's suppose I ask you to store a data of 10 students, or I just want say store the marks of first quiz of 10 students. So what you will do, you will create an array of size 10 and assign a values like 2, 3, 5, 6, any random values. So this array will only store the marks of the student. But what if I want to save the data along with the student IDs? Let's suppose I want that roll number. I store the quiz a value of 10 students of all the quizzes. Let's say Ali is the name of the student and he has scored 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 marks respectively in 5 quizzes. Then Asad is another student and he has scored 2, 4, 5, 6, 1. So what if I want to store such type of data, or you can say what if I want to make matrices in a C++, or I want to make a tensor in C++. So for that matter you need a multi-dimensional array. So first we will look into the two-dimensional array, that is a matrix, how we can make a matrices in a C++ program. So in order to initialize an array, you need this to define an array of size of dimension you want your matrix to be. Like suppose I want to make a matrix of 3 cross 2, so I will create a test matrix which will have dimension 3 and 2. That means it will have 3 rows and it will have 2 columns. So this first part signifies the number of rows and second part signifies the number of columns. So I have the array with 3 rows and 2 columns, which is already declared here. So we can interpret it as student ID 2 have -5 marks in a quiz, student ID 4 has 0 marks in a quiz, student ID 9 has a 1 mark in a quiz. Remember, the data of array is always of same data type. So that means you cannot put string in an integer array, whether it be a 2D array, it be a 3D array, or it be a single 1D array. You should put same type of data in an array. Now if I want to print this data, what I need to do? If it would have 1D, I should have put a single loop to print that from 1 to 3, and it would have printed 2, 4, and 9. But now I have two-dimensional data. So what I need to do is I will iterate one loop over the rows and one loop over the columns. So first loop is for I is equal to 0, I is less than 3, plus plus I. That means I will be 0. That means I will be, when I will be 0, that means I will take first row. Then I will run a nested loop. That means I'm taking this row, I will iterate over the columns. I will start j from 0 with the number of columns and I will print that. So when I will be 0, that means this row, and j will be 0 means 0 0 this location. Then j will become 1, so I will have 0 1 location. So 0 and 1 location will be that. Then I will be updated, I will become 1, we will come to this row, and j will again start from the 0. So we will have 1 0, that is 4, and 1 1, that is 0. Then again 2 0 and 2 1, that is 9 and 1. So when I will execute this code, this will print this the same array. Here you can see at 0 0 index we have 2, at 0 1 index we have -5. Now I got updated to 1 and j started from 0, so we have 1 0 at 4 with 4 value and 1 1 at 0 value. Similarly 2 0 with 9 value, 2 1 with 1 value. That's how we can manipulate 2D arrays. Now, if we want to take input in a 2D array, we will use the same idea to take the input. Like we use nested loops to print 2D array. So we will again use the nested loops to take the input for the 2D arrays. Same concept will be used. One loop will iterate over the rows and one loop will iterate over the columns of the specified row. So let's say I want to take the input of 2 cross 3 matrix. That means I have 2 rows and 3 columns. So I will total need 6 numbers to input. So I will iterate one loop from 0 to 1, 0 to 2 and other from 0 to 3. So when I execute this code, and later I will print that input array. So when I execute this code, it will ask me to enter 6 number. So I will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again look, at 0, 0 index we have 1, at 0, 1 index I have 2, 0, 2 index we have 3, because we have 3 columns, so j is equated from 0 to 2, and we had 2 rows, so I first loop iterated over from 0 to 1. So that's how we can take input in a 2D array in C++. Now we will look at the three-dimensional arrays in C++. So this three-dimensional array is similar to 2D arrays. The idea and the concept is similar to 2D arrays, only what is the difference is we have an additional dimension here of the data. That is, let's suppose we have added a constraint that we should also take the class enrolled or the batch enrolled of the student into the account. So one dimension will specify the batch, and within that batch other dimension will specify the student, and within that student the other dimension will specify the standings or the marks of that student. So here we have 2 cross 3 cross 2 matrix. That means we have two channels of size 3 cross 2. So we have two channels, one channel is this, other channel is this, and the size of each channel is 3 cross 2, that is both have 3 rows and 2 columns. So to iterate over this, we need an additional loop which will iterate over the channels. So these two loops are same as of 2D arrays, but the difference is this loop which will iterate over this number of channels. Remaining the concept is same as of 2D array. So once I will print that, or I will execute the code, it will give me this output. That is, let's see, first we have 0, that is channel number 0, and within the channel 0 we have 0 0 which is 1, 0 1 which is 2, 1 0 which is 3, and similarly 2 1 which is 6. This channel is now completed because one channel had only 6 values. Now we will move to the second channel, which is 1 1 1. You can see that again in channel 1 we will iterate over 0 0 0 1 1 1 up to 2 1. So this is how we construct multi-dimensional arrays in C++, and they are useful in manipulating and storing different types of data. When the dimension of the data goes higher, we need high dimensional arrays or high dimensional data structure. So that's it from multi-dimensional arrays. Next we will look how we can manipulate and use the strings in C++. Now we will discuss strings in C++. Strings are basically the collection of characters which are combined to form a single word. So let's say we have types. Here it is a collection of different characters which are combined to make a word. So in C++ we have different types of two types of strings, that are strings that are object of string class, and other is C type strings. C style strings are basically that were used in a C language which do not have any standard library. In C type strings we have an array of characters which is used to store a string. So here I have made a character array of size 100 which will take the input as a string. So let's say when I execute this code, I want to enter my name, that is Jellies. So if I want to enter a Jellies, so it will take input as Jellies. But if I write my complete name Jellies or Rahman, so it will only print Jellies. Why it is the case? Since we are using the character array and it skips the escape character, so I have given a space here, so it will only take the input until first space and it will ignore the remaining content. So in order to overcome this deficiency of C strings, a new method is used to overcome this deficiency. What we will do, we will instead of writing C in dot in C only simply C in, we will write C in dot get. So what it will take, it will also take the spaces into the account and will take a complete string. So again, if I will run this code and I will enter Jellies or Rahman, so it will print complete name, you can see here. So this is how in C type string works and in C language strings are used. In C++ we have a standard library, or we can say we have a data type named string, which is an object of string class, and what we need to do is we just simply write string str and it will give us, it will automatically create an array and it will take the input. So we do not need to define any size of array, or we have to do only simple declare an object of type string to get the input. Now when I will execute this code and I will write Jalisur Rahman and is a teacher, so it will take this input and print it. So that's it from this lab and the topic of strings. Thank you very much.